And that was the absolute wrong camera, wasn't it? Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. As we embark on this Friday, it is February the 9th. We got parades tomorrow in the downtown Meridian area. Matter of fact, we got a special guest coming in to tell us all about that. So don't rush off. You'll enjoy yourself. I think, is Greg coming in today? Yeah, I think so. I think he's making his way from the Clarkdale community to give it. We have to have Clarkdale news once a week, so we'll find out what that's all about here in just a little bit, what the Water Association's up to. Lots going on. Wwe'll tell you all about what went on in Nevada last night. Oh, they showed up to the polls to vote. We'll tell you how that turned out, who moves on. That's up and coming this morning. It is bright and early. We've already had one accident in the Meridian area. If you're out and about over by Winn-Dixie there in front of Hardee's, a little fender bender there this morning. They've got the roadway now cleared up. It was blocked there for a little while. They've got that out of the way where you can get by everywhere there. Keep in mind, and we'll show you here on radar. Matter of fact, let me just show you. We got some sprinkles, and it is sprinkles. For the most part today, we're going to have cloudy skies. Sometime after 4 o'clock, we'll start getting some sprinkles again. But right now, it doesn't change the fact that we've got some. Honda Meridian Radar shows us here, eastern side of the county, we got a little bit more than anywhere else. Right along there, due south of Toomsuba, all the way to the Clark County line. Again, it could be a little mist where you are this morning. Nothing horrible, nothing bad. But keep up with that. We'll be right back in just a moment as we start our day together. Let's go out to see Brother Ben. He's got a message for us.
Someone once wrote, "When I go to bed and cannot sleep, I don't waste my time by counting sheep. I count all blessings one by one from the morning till the setting sun." You know, beloved, we really do have so much to be thankful for. God's been good to us. And so Thanksgiving should come naturally. Yet God has to remind us to be grateful. Why is that? Well, because in our brokenness, we tend to focus on the negatives around us and throw a pity party for ourselves. And so God in His grace reminds us, be thankful, focus on the good. But God goes even further than that. He says in Ephesians 5:20 that we should give thanks always and for everything. So that's not regular Thanksgiving, that's radical Thanksgiving. That means that we thank Him in the good and the bad, in the easy and the hard, in the light and in the dark. So beloved, our Thanksgiving should not be circumstantial and dependent upon what's happening around us. It should be continual and dependent upon God who loves us in and through every moment. So is your life filled with thanks to God? Count God in your blessings and you'll never stop. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. I do hope you enjoyed that. Already, as I mentioned, into February 9th as we get this day going. The month that's nearly mid-month if anybody hadn't paid attention. This is one of the shortest months of the year that we have, so a little different there as we get it going. Let's see, as we start right now, we're sitting at 59 degrees. Today's high should be warmer, 74. Almost a summertime day, and we'll do that. We've got rain moving in tomorrow night. After 3 o'clock is when we should start seeing some rain there, so keep that in mind as you plan your festivities for tomorrow. Heavy rain tomorrow night, 90% chance into Sunday, so church services will be a little wet going into the church. That's where we are on that. Let's start looking at a few headlines that are shaping America this morning. On Ohio woman. I don't understand, number one, stealing a car. We all know it's against the law, but it's not yours. Work for what you get. We have an Ohio woman that's facing extra prison time. Why? She stole a car. Had twins in the back. Thieves do not look at what they're stealing. And so many times we watch the videos after a car is stolen to where somebody gets out of the gas pump, they're going to run in for just a moment. It's your car. You should be able to do that, but, well, we live in a different world nowadays. Never leave kids with the car running and the doors open. People will take your car. Twins are going to be okay. She's facing 20 years in jail after doing that. It throws in a kidnapping charge on top of that. And it should be. It should be an example that is heard around the world. If you're a thief and you do this, you get extra time. That's my thoughts on it. You may not agree with that. A manhunt is underway in Tennessee this morning. This will put us just west of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, as we find out that a sheriff's deputy was shot and killed last night, and another deputy was wounded. CNN reporting that they are in search. This morning is East Tennessee and is west of Gatlinburg is where this has all happened. The guy's name is Kenneth Dehart is who he is. Multiple warrants, warning for the shooting death of a police officer. How sad it is for something like that to happen. If you're in the Tennessee area and you see a lot of police in the area, that's what that's all about this morning. Now, we often hear that, well, lawmakers try to take care of themselves. Well, I think there's some truth to that. Well, let's look at Congress. They've got the greatest insurance there is in the world. Well, the average American barely gets by, won't pay for the medications. They go up and up and up. And, well, they get the best and it doesn't cost them anything. Let's look at Kansas for a brief moment. I'm not sure if we got anybody from Kansas this morning watching, but lawmakers, they've approved a 93% pay raise for themselves next year. How many of us get to vote on whether or not we get to give ourselves a pay raise? Very few out there that own companies that can do that. But lawmakers do as they wish, and who's left with the tab? You, the taxpayer. Just some thoughts, so you should know what's going on there. What else do we have? 24 officers. Boy, this is, I don't know what's going on there, but it's a New Jersey town. They only have 8,000 people in the town. 24 police officers on the force, and 8 of them are suing the city. They're not getting along too well. That's just not good. About a third of the force there, isn't it?
More cops than we.
Yeah, more cops than we've got here. Oh, have mercy. He's full of them today. Y'all be ready. It all gets underway at 7 o'clock. You know, you go to a doctor, and we've been told this all our lives. One year you go, and they say eggs are the worst thing that you can have. Don't eat them, it's bad for you. The next year you go, well, we made a mistake with that. They're okay to eat. I see now that the Surgeon General is trying to say that this is just as bad as smoking. Now, we all know that a broken heart is bad, but now the Surgeon General is saying that a lonely heart is just as bad as smoking, that people die from it. Well, if he'd just listened to George Jones, he'd have known that years ago. It's true.
We didn't need a doctor to tell us.
We don't really need anybody to tell us that, do we? But they are medically saying it's bad for you. We all know this. As you see people who are married for 40, 50, 60 years and one passes away and within a week to 2 weeks the other passes away. It is a lonely heart. And it's those of you who have watched and who've lost a spouse after many years of marriage, it's horrible. The funeral happens and then you go home and then it sets in. Do something. Keep yourself active. Call a friend. Don't let that worry you to death. It's easy for me to say I'm not in your shoes, I know. But reach out to somebody. Somebody's mad at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Have y'all seen all this? I mean, mad. We'll have to discuss this a little bit more this morning. The Department of Justice is who they're mad at. I told him that, well, oh, Joe, you got some issues there. You can't remember things and you've got dementia. He got extremely mad over the situation and poked fun at them and told them they shouldn't do that. Then gave a speech a few minutes later and got everything confused again. Well, no, I'm not making it up. That really did happen. Did you see all that? He got some presidents and some other countries all confused and couldn't get it out. Now, here's what that tells me, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. The Democratic Party, as that is released from the Department of Justice, they've made up their mind that they really don't want him as their presidential pick, or that would have never made it to the press. I think I'm pretty on target with that. They're ready to ease him away and put somebody else in by saying that, well, his health is not good. I could be wrong, but I bet you I'm closer than you think on that. Colby Bryant, as we all know, went down in that helicopter crash some years ago, is getting a 19-foot bronze statue. It'll be located outside the Lakers' downtown arena. I think that's good. So many people liked him, and he was an excellent ball player, and, well, he was good at what he did. So kudos to his family. I know they're proud of that moment. Who won Nevada last night? Trump is the name. Haley said it didn't matter. He stormed through it like Sherman came through Vicksburg. He's the winner. Took it home. Oh, also the Virgin Islands. He made a win there last night. Now, Joe also won on the other side. So he won. That's where we are on that, on the 2. It's a face-off, and it's coming come November. Y'all be ready for this election. We wait for the showdown as we get near November. It's a lot coming up. We'll watch what happens with that. 74% is what he got there in the Virgin Islands there. All right, let's see here. It's more and more Trump news as we look at this. We'll go more about deeper into this at the top of the hour when we get into what's going on with the election. As we know, I didn't watch it last night. Who set up and watched Tucker Carlson? I missed all that interview. There's a few that did watch it. They're already trying to say Tucker wasn't fair, didn't tell everything that he needed to tell. I was busy and I missed it. Maybe you did. Maybe he left a few things out. I'm not sure, but it shows the mainstream media, well, we don't need you. That's what that was really all about if you missed out on that. We'll tell you more about Joe and all the things that are going on coming up at the top of the hour. Don't miss out on that. We're going to do your weather forecast next. Is it going to rain? I'd say so. We've got your forecast next as we start this all together here this morning.
Fantasy Cottage Floral and Gifts is located in downtown Quitman, directly across the street from the post office. They are your one-stop shop for all your floral and gift-giving needs. Valentine's Day will be here before you know it. They have all of your goodies your sweetheart wants. Roses, mixed flower arrangements, plants, balloon bouquets, candy packs, stuffed animals, and much more. They also have chocolate-covered strawberries and apples. Don't be in the doghouse this Valentine's Day. Order early. Give Fantasy Cottage Floral and Gifts a call or visit them online at fantasycottage.org.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
And welcome back. Let's get into that forecast now from EMEPA.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we go back to our record highs and our record lows, we see that 1957, it was a warm day, 81 degrees set on this date. Back in 33, it was cold. Now, that was some 80-something years ago, wasn't it? Whew, that was a chilly day. As we come across to keep looking at what happened today, this is what we got forecasted, somewhere around 74 to 75. The further north that you go into Mississippi, the more rain it will have. Columbus is kind of the line where it picks up all the way to Tupelo, and by the time you reach Corinth, there's state line, heavier rains there. But we'll have sprinkles. Again, the rain moves in tonight. We'll have a chance of that, and the bigger rain moves in Saturday afternoon after 3 o'clock and into the nighttime hours with a 90% chance of showers there. As we look at Alabama, looks to be 70, 68 in Birmingham is what we'll see. Montgomery set at 73 for today. Not too bad over there. Auburn could get away with maybe not even a sprinkle. We'll see. Now, here's the forecast of what we've got. It is a little cooler here, a little bit below average. As we look, northern Texas is about normal into Oklahoma. Warmer weather moving into northern California. Here's our 7-day forecast as we look at this. Look how hot it is. These daytime highs anyway. 74 today, could hit 75 where you are. That slight chance of rain. Tomorrow, that 50% chance of rain moves in after 3, increasing to a 90% chance tomorrow night. And we're going to get wet going to church on Sunday. No way around it. 90% chance is what it shows. As we get into Monday, look it to be about 10 degrees cooler, as we'll see a high of about 61 by Tuesday, 57, and then we're averaging back to mid-60s toward the end of the week. Now, let's take a look at this as we move into the 16th all the way through the 23rd. We're not having any cold weather. It's all in the mid-50s and 60s as we go 2 weeks out all the way to February the 23rd. Rain chances are in there. Not anything big, about 50% being our biggest chance. We'll watch that. Y'all don't forget we got, Valentine's Day right around the corner. You gotta fess up, do what you gotta do. Let's check in on that fishing forecast as we go to Chet's Paint and Body today. Looks like our major time to fish is going to be high noon. Just be like at the OK Corral, 12 noon to about 2 o'clock will be the perfect time to fish. Now you'll have a minor time this afternoon, somewhere around right before dark if you want to be out and fish. We're going to have a south-southwest wind from 10 to 15, but look at this, those gusts, 20 miles an hour. So it'll be a fight as you try to cast. Keep it in mind and do not burn. This is a day that you don't do that. Too much of that going on. as we track the weather and keep you up to date with everything. We're 14 minutes now away from the top of the hour. I do hope that you've got your day planned out. We've got a lot of folks coming in today as we get ready for the big parade. It's all around the corner. We'll tell you about the details coming up right here with Scotty Ray and Odie starting at 7. Join us, won't you, here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.